The story of King Alfonso XIII of Spain and his wife, Queen Victoria Eugenie, is one of passion, intrigue, and royal scandal. Set against the backdrop of early 20th century Spain, their relationship and the political turmoil that surrounded them offer a fascinating glimpse into the intrigues of the Spanish court and the deep web of conspiracies, betrayals, and power struggles that marked their reign. The marriage of Alfonso XIII and Victoria Eugenie. Alfonso III was the King of Spain from birth, as he ascended to the throne immediately after his birth in 1886, following the death of his father, Alfonso XII. His reign began at a time of great political instability in Spain, and although his mother, Maria Cristina, served as regent during his early years, Alfonso was ultimately thrust into the role of monarch in his teenage years. In 1906, Alfonso XIII married Princess Victoria Eugenie of Battenberg, a British princess and the granddaughter of Queen Victoria. Their union was politically motivated, as it was meant to strengthen ties between Spain and the British Empire, both of whom were seeking to counterbalance the growing influence of France. Victoria Eugenie, often referred to as Enna, was a beautiful and intelligent woman, but their marriage was not just about diplomacy. It also sparked intrigue and passion at the Spanish court. Despite the political nature of their marriage, it was not without its personal turmoil. Alfonso and Victoria Eugenie experienced numerous difficulties in their marriage, but their relationship was also defined by moments of affection and commitment. However, the undercurrents of political instability and personal tensions would soon result in scandals, tragedies, and the emergence of conspiracies. The bombing of the royal family, a defining moment. The young royal couple's life together was dramatically affected by a harrowing event on May 31, 1906, an assassination attempt known as the bombing of the royal family. As the royal couple was leaving a banquet in Madrid, anarchists, including a man named Mateo Moral, hurled a bomb at the royal procession. The explosion killed many bystanders, but miraculously, Alfonso XIII and his pregnant wife, Victoria Eugenie, narrowly escaped injury. However, the traumatic event left deep scars on both of them and added a layer of tension and suspicion to their already troubled marriage. The bombing was blamed on the growing wave of anarchism and political unrest in Spain during this time. Many conspiracies followed, suggesting that the attack might have been orchestrated by radical groups dissatisfied with Alfonso XIII's regime, or even by enemies within the royal court who were looking to shift the power dynamics. This event marked the beginning of more political conspiracies and intrigue that would continue to unfold throughout Alfonso XIII's reign. The Spanish court became a hotbed for conspirators, with various factions vying for control and attempting to manipulate the monarch's decisions. Meanwhile, Alfonso's own involvement with certain political movements and individuals, some of whom were deeply controversial, would lead to further questions about his loyalty and leadership. The Queen's tragic role, infertility, miscarriages, and political consequences. One of the greatest sources of intrigue surrounding Victoria Eugenie was couples' struggle to have children. After their marriage, Queen Victoria Eugenie suffered a series of miscarriages. The issue of infertility caused significant stress and public scrutiny. Rumors circulated that her infertility could be a result of her royal bloodline, or that she had some personal flaw that was preventing her from bearing children. In 1907, however, she finally gave birth to a son, Alfonso, and then to a series of children afterward. However, the tragedy struck in 1934 when their son Alfonso was tragically killed in a shooting incident, which remains shrouded in mystery. Some have suggested that the death was a result of political intrigue and conspiracy, possibly even tied to royal rivalries. These mysterious circumstances surrounding her son's death added more tension to the royal family and fueled rumors of treachery and betrayal among the inner circle. Intrigue, conspiracy, and the royal family's fall. The reign of Alfonso XIII and his wife would also be defined by political conspiracies and growing opposition to their rule. Alfonso XIII's support for the military and his policies toward the working class and anarchists led to widespread dissatisfaction. In the 1920s, Spain was plunged into a period of military dictatorship under General Miguel Primo de Rivera, who assumed power with Alfonso XIII's blessing. However, as the political situation worsened and the monarchy's legitimacy was questioned, the royal couple found themselves increasingly isolated. Victoria Eugenie's role was also questioned, as she had, in some circles, been blamed for not having been able to produce a male heir for several years, contributing to the weakening position of the Spanish monarchy. Political factions began to turn on the monarchy, and conspiracy theories emerged suggesting that the Queen's family connections to Germany during World War I might have made her sympathetic to the Central Powers. This led to suspicions within Spain that the royal couple had potentially leaned towards Germany during the war, deepening the divide between them and their political enemies. By the time the Spanish Civil War broke out in 1936, Alfonso XIII and his wife had already been exiled. The conspiracy theories and political tensions continued to grow, and it was clear that their reign had left a legacy of mistrust and intrigue. A legacy of scandal and mystery. In the end, the reign of Alfonso XIII and Victoria Eugenie was one marked by personal tragedies, political intrigue, and scandals that forever changed the Spanish monarchy. Their lives were entangled in conspiracies surrounding their private lives, as well as in the larger political battles of Spain at the time. Their legacy remains one of intrigue, as many questions about the true nature of their relationship, the assassination attempt, and their involvement in the larger political crises of Spain remain unresolved. From the mysterious death of their son Alfonso to the shadow of conspiracy theories that clouded their reign, Alfonso XIII and Victoria Eugenie left behind a court that was defined by its secrets, scandals, and betrayals, intrigues that continue to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike.